They say that the third time is the charm. They say that the third time that you do something, it's just a little bit lucky. And I don't know why. You know what I did today? Today, I canceled a membership that I signed up for in another city. I had to call this lady on the phone. I had to call her. And I fucking hate calling people on the phone. I physically hate talking, unless it's somebody I want to talk to. If somebody I want to talk... but I guess that's true for everything. If you like to do it, if you like the person, if you like the activity, obviously you don't have a problem doing it. But I don't like calling companies to cancel. I had to cancel a bunch of magazine subscriptions that I had signed up for because I decided to enthrall myself in an outdated technology. But I had to call them up, and I couldn't just be like, because I was talking to a machine the whole time, I couldn't just be like, cancel all magazines. I had to go individually through all 4 subscriptions and say, yes, I would like to cancel this. And then it tries to lure me in, and it says, well, you can have the next 25 issues for $1. And I'm just like, not really interested. And then they're like, okay. But you can have the next 50 issues for $2 plus $1 processing fee. How do you like that? And I'm like, no, I'm not interested. And I had to do that 4 individual times. I had to tell the stupid fucking robot, no, I'm not interested in your next copy of Insider. I'm not interested in your next issue of Wired. I'm just not interested. So please let me move on with my day. And today I signed up for it's an FYE Backstage Pass membership, and they had charged on my bank account without me knowing. I didn't realize that I was signing up for something that was going to be like, hey, we're gonna make you spend money. But that's always the trick, isn't it? They want you to sign up for these things, and then you have to call to cancel it, and people are like, nah, I don't really want to cancel. I'll deal with this $12 charge, but not this guy, not me. No, I'm not gonna fucking deal with a $12 charge. So I have to call her up. Sorry, that was my alcohol on the floor. So I have to call this number up, and I have to tell her my name and blah, 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 blah. That was actually surprisingly super convenient about this whole situation, was that all they needed to access my account was my name, which is insane. Like, it's insane that that's all they need is just my name, no proof of who I am. I just said, hey, I want to cancel this. And she had this very, very deep, heavy accent, super deep, super heavy, super obvious. She's obviously not American. English wasn't her first language. Okay. And she says that her name is Honey. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I used to love that movie. And then she just goes through this process, just trying to tell me what FYE bullshit is, and that I could go to the movies and get a $10 rebate, and I can go to the movies and get a $5 rebate, and I could go to out to eat and get a $10 rebate. And I'm like, bitch, I really don't want to deal with having to do a mail-in rebate and wait fucking 3 weeks for a $10 or $5 check. Please, that is not what I want to do with my life. And it's funny the way that she phrased things. At the end, she'd be like, well, if you look on the website, you could see all of the things that the Backstage Pass can offer. So I think you should just look on the website and we won't cancel it, right? And I'm like, nah, bitch, I want to cancel it and I want a refund. Oh, okay. Well, what if I told you that I could lower the charge to $4.95. You could keep your membership $4.95. Why don't we do that? That sounds like a good idea. I'm like, nah, bitch, I want to cancel and I want my fucking refund. And then finally, I broke her spirit enough to give me my money back in 7 days. Why is it that when you pay for something, it takes your money instantly? Like fucking seconds later, I fucking swipe my card and it's out of my account. It doesn't exist. But for them to give me money back, it takes them 2 to 5 or 7 or 20 business days. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? Why are you so quick to take my money but so stingy when you want to give it back? Like, come on, bitch. I got bills to pay. I don't need to be waiting 7 days so I can have $12 fucking dollars. Come on. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? All right, I think that's enough. I'm pretty good. So, the guest today is Gator the Legend, made famous through iDubbbz, through the notorious Kickstarter of Gator Poon. And if you are an iDubbbz fan or if you're a Gator fan, you are very, very familiar with the story. But basically, Dan Gator, the legend, Mr. Legend, billions of names, I don't fucking know. Basically, the guy just wants to make bullshit. Like, he just wants to put some thing out into the world, which is something that I've been wanting to do, and it's just taken him a bit longer to do it. And I highly respect and admire the guy because he's doing everything with his ability. Everything that I've ever preached with anybody, whether it's, people on the podcast or people who aren't on the podcast who are looking to do something, I tell them, live within your means. Do what you can within your means. And you can do anything you want as long as it's within your means. You can, if you want to write a book, get a pad of paper and a pen, or get on your phone, get a fucking thing on your phone and just start writing. If you want to be a writer, write. If you want to film stuff, God forbid your every single camera out there comes with a fucking camera. So you might as well start filming shit so you actually start understanding. If you want to edit shit, fucking load up fucking Windows Movie Maker and start doing some of them cuts and transitions on some stock footage that you can find on the internet for fucking free. Just find out how to do these things and fucking do it. Live your dreams. That's all I've ever wanted people to do, is I just want them to live their dreams. And that's what fucking Gator is doing. That's what my friend Mr. Legend is doing. He's out there. He's using his fucking phone to film all of his videos. He's improving his editing. He's starting to put in little opening cards and shit and show tweets and shit. And I know how fucking Windows Movie Maker works, and I know that it's fucking garbage, but I commend the man so fucking much. I respect and admire him. And guy's about to hit fucking 5,000 subscribers. It's insane. He has really been putting in a lot of work on his channel, and I just recommend, especially if you're an iDubbbz fan who doesn't like the Gator, that you just give the guy a chance. He deserves a chance, because he's just a normal fucking human being. At the end of the day, he's got a wife and kids to take care of. He's got a dog to take care of that he's learned to love. I've known him for more than a year at this point. It's been almost about a year and a half, going on 2 years. It's crazy. And this is the first time that we actually sat down and had physical conversations one-on-one. I wish it could be here in my garage with a couple of brewskis or some bullshit. But being that we are geographically separated, I just don't think that's the case. Look, it's, I was very happy that he decided to come on, and I was very happy to be able to talk to him and really understand that, guess what? He's just a normal fucking person. He's just a normal guy trying to live the dream for a good portion of him trying to live the dream, a good portion of the people who were following him were just trying to shit on him and fucking just tear him a new one every single day. But he took that shit in stride. You could see there was about a part a little bit of a while through where it was kind of getting to him. And I can understand. I can understand if for almost 2 years, you're just constantly getting dogged on. I could understand it getting to you, but guy's doing great, and I'm so fucking happy for him. I'm so happy that he's kind of seen this green, this green side of the hill. It's so nice to see him finally able to kind of overcome this stuff. If you're expecting this podcast to be 2 hours of him talking about the entirety of the iDubbbz situation, I'm sorry, I'm not that good of an interviewer. But more than anything, it's just a window into who this guy is, what he's about, what he likes, what he hates. And I think that's important. That's important more than anything. It's just showing him in this very realistic light, this very humanistic light. Guys, I really hope you enjoy it. The format of this podcast, the visual format, it's not set in stone. I'm just still kind of playing with it, but this is the idea that I had. And until further notice, if I do any more of these style, then it's going to, for the most part, be like this until I come up with something else. I'm always thinking about things. I'm always thinking about improving And so is the good old Gator. So without further ado, I know that I've been rambling for far too long, fucking 10 some odd minutes, and I know that you guys aren't here to listen to me talk. I know that a lot of you are here to listen about Gator, the good old fucking Gator. So without further ado, here is my my coworker, my acquaintance, and I'd like to say friend, Gator the legend. This is the time in the day where we say, roll the clip. I'm just like, I don't know, there's this weird amount of I need to be professional kind of running in my veins.
Yes, which is a good thing to have. But
yeah, but then it's when it's not to the best of its ability, then I don't know, I just feel like it's nobody's gonna like this.
Dude, I do the same thing, man, and you know what that is? It's anxiety. That's what it is.
Well, I had a feeling. Well, it's obvious, but I feel like it's just something more than that.
Well, I mean, I feel the same way about my shit. I get nervous about every video I put out, even when I know it's retarded.
But you seem like such a well put together adult.
You know what that is? That's years of fucking faking it until you make it, man. Dude, I'll just tell you, I'm in therapy personally.
Are you?
Yeah, I truly am. I go once a week. It's a great decision. Put it off too long.
How long have you been in therapy?
About 2 months.
Oh, okay. Why did you do?
Well, I've always suffered from. Well, my family in general, as a kid, a lot of them, my dad, my brother, they all had a ton of freaking mental problems and stuff. And I was always scared to death. I didn't want to ever be that. And I went and I knew I had ADHD really freaking bad, but I refused to take medicine, I refused to go to the doctor and all that stuff. And I've it stayed with me through adulthood, which I was hoping I grew out of it, but it didn't. So it's so awful. And I also have had extreme anxiety my entire life, believe it or not. And YouTube's actually an outlet for me for all that. But the thing is, I just put up a front. I'm just faking all the time. But in reality, my brain's constantly going, thinking of all these crazy fucking thoughts constantly, all day, every day. But no one knows because I've been faking it for so fucking long. You just get good at it. But I'm at the point where I'm never going to fix myself. And I finally got to the point you know what? They got help for this. What the hell am I doing?
I mean, is it okay if this stuff is in the podcast?
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm pretty honest about who I am.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't want you. I don't want this to be I don't want it to feel like it's gonna ruin your persona or anything like that.
I honestly don't give a fuck. Ruin my persona. Do you see where I started?
Yeah.
I started pretty low. It doesn't get much lower.
Well, but that's what's weird. It's when you I mean, looking at those videos, I mean, and especially compared to like right now, the kind of person that you are right now.
Yeah.
Those videos back then, they just look like a normal office guy just trying to be funny with his friends, basically.
Well, I mean, that's what it was. We really didn't think anyone would watch it. I only put it on YouTube because I have another channel no one even knows about that I created just so I could put a 10-year anniversary video on, so I knew I could always go and find it. And we were just making stupid videos. IDub said it himself about how this is funny if you're making jokes with your friends and stuff, but no one else wants to see it. Well, that's how it started. That's all it really was. And then we were having fun watching it, showing all of our friends, and all of our friends thought we were hilarious, and they laughed and enjoyed it. They knew it was retarded, but they just knew us, so it was funny. And then all of a sudden, my freaking boss came up there, or someone, no, it wasn't my boss. One of my buddies came up with a Kickstarter idea. I didn't even know what the fuck it was. I don't know anything about this stuff, but I made it. It was a stupid idea. But anyways, I just got completely off topic.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's the purpose of this, just free roaming conversation. And I did have an intention to kind of just, I don't know if I want to say touch on it, but basically just talk about this kind of bullshit, just to just kind of just get a it's the kind of shit that's been said over and over again. I feel
yeah, true.
Especially on my part, having followed. I mean, it's been over a year now.
Over 2 years.
Well, I mean, over a year, because I found you. Well, I don't know. I feel like I watched that video that iDubbbz made a long time ago.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't until like a little bit after I started doing my bullshit, like consecutively. It wasn't until then that I was like, I don't know, just like decided to see what was going on with you, basically.
I mean, it's been a crazy ride, to be honest with you.
Well, I can imagine. Well, okay, so you say that the Kickstarter wasn't your idea because it's like, like just the idea of saying that, like, oh, we're just doing it for our friends, like we're just doing this to have fun, versus let's make a Kickstarter. Like the two don't
mesh at all.
Yeah, that's it doesn't.
They're opposite ends. What I'm saying, really. No, they're like opposite ends. Like on one hand, I'm saying we're just doing this for fun. On the other hand, it's like, oh, but let's make $1 off this. But what really happened is, well, actually, that is kind of what it was. To be honest with you, I just didn't see it from the angle everybody else did. Because the guy who told me said that you do the Kickstarter, people will just give you money to make shit. And then that's when I found out that there were certain like movie people, like Zach Braff got a movie funded off Kickstarter and stuff. And I was like, well, I guess if they funded someone's idea of something, maybe they would fund my idea. But I was, I wasn't really dedicated to the Kickstarter thing, so I was very lazy about it. I didn't put any links. We didn't even actually do a video for it. We just put up one of the videos we didn't want to put on our channel. To be honest with you,
well, yeah,
we didn't want to put it on there.
And that's exactly what that was one of iDubbbz's criticisms. I haven't watched that video in a very long time.
That was one of. Here's the craziest part, though, that nobody knows is that we had quit doing the videos. We stopped because, at work, and we're just working and shit, and stuff picked up, and we're in sales, and sales was getting harder, so we didn't have as much like time to kind of just screw off, and we were just kind of getting bored with it. So we stopped making videos for like a month and a half before iDubbbz put his video out. And then he put his video out, and I just got a ton of notifications all of a sudden on my phone out of nowhere. I didn't even know I had notifications from YouTube. And then everything else, we just went with it after that because we were so pumped. When we saw that video, we were laughing the whole time. We loved every second of it. We couldn't believe it. It's like it's like when I was a kid, if it was like you wanted to be on America's Funniest Home Videos. And it kind of felt like we were there, even, because we knew we were idiots. We knew everything he was saying was right.
But it's kind of like it's almost like a self-actualization. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like because it's like I had released that dumb CD, and it's like one person had released a review of it, and the whole time they're just like, oh, it's unlistenable, like it's funny, but it's just so bad. And like regardless of what they were saying, it was more like I was more happy that there was somebody saying something.
Yeah, someone took the time out of their day. There is so much stuff out there on the internet, so much stuff that you could spend your whole life just on the internet and never come across our channels. So the fact that someone comes at all to me, even if they say kill yourself or have you seen Chef, I'm still like, they just took the time out of their day to watch my video and write something. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Do you still get Chef memes?
Oh my gosh, I get have you seen Chef so many times? And I even did a Gator's Corner where I reviewed Chef, hoping that would like put the end to it because it's like obviously I've seen it, but no, it keeps coming.
Well, that's just a Filthy Frank meme.
I know. I found that out later. I didn't know who Filthy Frank was till iDubbbz. iDubbbz is the greatest thing ever because not only did he give me my channel and everything, but he opened my eyes to what YouTube really is. I thought YouTube was carpool karaoke, clips from late night TV shows and SNL, and like I knew there was the NFL where they do the bad lip read and shit like that. That's about all I knew about YouTube. iDubbbz opened me up to H3H3, Max Mofo, Filthy Frank, even Drama Alert. All this shit came because of him.
Well, it's like you just had a normal guy perspective. Like I don't want to be over here like just calling you normal guy, but I mean that's just
You're right.
that's just what you seem like.
That's what I am really. I work a freaking 9 to 5. I got 2 kids and a wife and a house. I take care of shit. But this is kind of like me doing this is doing what the child me, the kid me, the teenager me really wanted to do. Like
how long
I always
was
wanted.
that?
I'm 30, so it would have been.
That had to have happened just recently.
What do you mean? Feeling
Your
like
birthday.
that? Oh, my birthday, March 15th.
Really?
Yeah, I've been 30 for a minute.
No, because I could have sworn you said, I don't know, maybe I could have sworn you were saying you're 29. That's 2 days before my birthday.
I could have been lying.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the 17th?
Yes, I am.
I knew a kid in high school that I hated that was the 17th of March.
I I don't know. I can't really. I tend to. I've learned that I get along with people a lot better that have birthdays close to mine.
Oh, nice.
Like the girl that I lost my virginity to. I think her birthday was 10 days before mine.
Not. Here's something crazy. My wife was born on March 20th, 1987, and I was born on March 15th, 1987.
Ugh,
5 days apart.
you're so old.
Shut up, man.
You're not. I mean, you're not that old because I mean, like I mean, I guess you're 6 years older than me.
The gray hair's starting to suck. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, it kind of happens. I mean, I think I've had gray hairs, not as much as you, because like you, I mean, you're there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've had them for like the past couple of years. I'm like paranoid that I'm going bald. Like that's the kind of shit that I'm afraid of.
Oh, I'll never have to worry about that. I still have people when they cut my hair tell me I have the thickest hair they ever seen.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's good.
It looks like I have a receding hairline, but literally, baby pictures of me look the same way. My whole life, I've had the exact same hair.
You just got a tall forehead.
I got a huge head. You don't have to beat around the bush on this one. It's definitely something I've heard about my entire life. It was way worse when I was littler because I had the same size head, but I was only like 4'11" and a beanpole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was awful. But yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor and stuff. I wanted to grow up and perform, and I'm obsessed with movies and actors now. I spend most of my day on IMDb.com. I love this shit. And
What are your favorite?
like
Hold on, just to intervene. What are your favorite?
what?
What are your favorite movies or
My
actors or
favorite
whatever?
movies. Now favorite and best movies are two different things. I just want to make that clear before I go into this. Just because I say something's my favorite doesn't mean I truly believe it's the best movie.
Oh yeah, like hands down.
Okay, just making sure. Inception to me, that's the movie I could take to a desert island and watch every day, all day, forever. Love that movie. And then The Departed.
You like some Leonardo DiCaprio.
Here's the crazy thing. I hated him almost my entire life until he made too many movies in a row where I was like, okay, Wolf of Wall Street, The Departed, Inception, just everything he's doing, he's just knocking out of the park. I'm like, damn it, okay. I like Leonardo DiCaprio. I admit it. I'm out of the closet.
I don't
The
know.
Revenant. Oh my god.
I mean, there's still something about him where I just can't be 100% behind him. I just can't enjoy him.
I'm telling you, it's from when he was younger because I hated his movies when he was younger.
Well, I've watched. I mean, okay, so I didn't like watch like what was that, like Beaches or whatever that one was.
The Beach. That was it was a little bit of a trippy movie though. You should watch it.
I've never watched it, but I've always heard that it's just like I don't know. I just heard that it's not good. I guess.
It's not great. It's not great, but it's unique. That's why it's worth it.
But I've always hated fucking Titanic. Like Titanic has always been. It's
So
just,
bad.
but I also don't like James Cameron in general. Like I don't like Avatar either.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him either. I didn't mind Avatar. Avatar to me it has a bad case of the Transformers. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's really good and everything, but you don't really walk away with anything. You don't feel like you've changed. Like a really good movie, you walk away and you're like, you almost look at life differently. Like, wow, this is part of who I am now. I just watched this amazing movie. And you just don't get that with movies that are these big blockbuster movies like Fast and the Furious and Transformers, and Avatar's just another one of them. We're going to get 3 more of them. We don't need them.
Avatar's whole
Sorry.
thing is just world building, I think.
Yeah, I mean, go make video games. He'd probably kill it in the video game world.
Right. Well, and I don't know. It's just a lackluster storyline made to look good. But what's funny is what I really like from James Cameron is like fucking T2, Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Yeah, Terminator 1 and 2, like, those are definitely some golden years. Those were awesome.
And then
It was all
obviously
downhill after that.
Aliens.
Yeah. I never was really big into the Alien movies, even though I keep watching every freaking one of them.
Yeah. You watch it? You watch Covenant?
I did watch Covenant. Oh man, it was too predictable,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
did you watch Prometheus?
yes,
Did you like Prometheus?
I did. I actually enjoyed Prometheus, even though a lot of people bashed it. I liked that movie. I thought it was good.
I think my problem with Prometheus is that like just too many like dumb. It's kind of the same problems that I have with Covenant. It's just like really dumb script, but really good
True, there were
ideas.
some dumb moments.
Um, I don't know. I Alien Covenant was okay. Like I'm enjoying. I don't know. I feel like in almost every one of these that I've recorded, I've just like brought it up. But Covenant, like Prometheus originally was supposed to be this movie that Ridley Scott was making, that was supposed to be set apart from the Alien series. Like it was supposed to kind of like tie to it in that universe, but it wasn't going to be directly connected.
Yeah, it wasn't an alien.
And I think that pissed a lot of people off. Like I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, I want more Alien. Like you're supposed to be making an Alien movie, not some other dumb bullshit." So then I think whatever writers got signed on for Covenant were like, "Okay, let's give people what they want, but still attempt to play into this bigger arc that you're looking for." And that's just what Covenant felt like, was just kind of like this blending between what the fans wanted and still trying to lend to what Ridley Scott wanted.
Yeah, it's pandering. That's what ruined it. They pandered a little bit.
And then there's going to be a third one in that quote unquote trilogy.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's supposed to, because you know the whole point of Prometheus was like, okay, we got made by these people, and then they go to where those people are, and then it turns out that those people were going to kill them. And so the question is, why the fuck were they going to kill us? And then that's what Covenant was supposed to answer, but they didn't. They didn't answer that at all.
Yeah, I know it did. It was. I don't know. It just seemed dumb. Like I just kept guessing exactly what was going to happen right before it happened. And
Well, it
my
was
wife, too, like, we were taking turns.
It was very cliche.
Cliche, that's the term. That's exactly how to describe it. It's very cliche, horror flickish.
And like a problem that I fucking had is like everybody on that ship, everybody in the crew of that ship was married.
Yeah, that was weird.
And it's like in the realm of like realisticness and wanting to actually send this basically an arc or whatever, the commune or whatever, when you want to send this massive amount, this big group of people out to another planet to revitalize the human species and ensure its survival, you would want your crew to be as unbiased and calculated as possible.
Yes.
You know, not, freaking out because their wife just died over something or their husband just died over something, Once
Your last hope for humanity, stop getting all emotional on us.
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be cold and calculated, and, they're there to do a job.
Yes.
Like, their spouses are allowed to be there in hypersleep with all of the civilians, but they're not supposed to be the ones that are manning the ship.
I know. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. That's a very good point, too.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's I don't know. I can level with the idea of wanting to be an actor, because I kind of had that up until I went into high school. But in high school, I did a lot of theater, and I got like a lot of lead roles in the theater, and I did like a lot of like big showmanship things. And the more that I did that, the less that I found a love for acting, and more a love for like creating shit, like building the sets and, working on story and, just developing all the behind the scenes things. And that, as I just kind of like reformulated myself and realized that it wasn't necessarily that I wanted to be, it's like I wanted to be in movies, but I think more importantly, I wanted to make movies.
No, it sounds like that's your calling. You do a hell of a lot better than I do, man.
We're kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say we're different because I think we are very similar. But
we're definitely different though too. You could say different.
Well, it's like, because so the only reason I purchased the camera that I have now, the high quality camera, that isn't my fucking cell phone.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, and it's not me trying to dog on you, like, because when I found that out, because you told me a while ago that's how you recorded your movies, your videos,
Yep.
and it just blew me away because I feel like that shows a stronger sense of determination than so many people.
Thank you. I actually appreciate that a lot because it's not by choice. There's so much I want to do. I really want to do. But I went through a tough time at my job for a couple of years, and I got to a point where, my house and my cars might have been taken from me, and catching up on all that stuff. Which dude, I'm almost at the end of the tunnel right now. Like everything's looking great right now. That's why you haven't seen very many videos from me. I'm working extra overtime. I'm about to get back to a point where I'm going to finally be able to spend some money come next year on this channel. And that's what I've been working towards this whole time, is just trying to keep my fans that actually like my stuff, try to keep them entertained at least long enough till I get to that point, because I do believe that's going to help me a lot.
Right.
It's been rough though, man, but I appreciate you saying that, because it's not a choice not to have a better camera. I hope people believe that. But $60 to me, it's like if I had $60, I'd put it towards this bill or that bill. It's not I'm going to go out and spend something that I could be spending on my kids or something, so I can get a better camera for my YouTube channel that I do on the side.
Right.
It's
Well, and
take
that's
care of my family.
I've always tried to, when I first started the YouTube channel, it was always just kind of like this call of I need to make things. Like I need to stop hating myself for not making things and hating everything that I make way too much. So I just need to, basically throw all my cares out the window and just start doing this to do this. And I, from there it's just always been about, just improving in any way that I can. And I think one of my problems was that I improved my channel, and I think still to this day, I've improved my channel faster than I've gained the following for that channel.
Yes.
So it's just, it's like high quality videos. And especially at this point when it's like I'm, going out of my way to do high risk things to my body and my health, basically, to make entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is, the thing I've learned is something's going to happen. Like something has to happen. Someone big has to mention you, or you have to just have the right video at the right time about the right thing. Like it just has to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make the best videos and be the best channel on YouTube and still not be successful. I kind of feel that way because I watch some of these smaller channels like yours, and I see bigger channels that I'm like, dude, they're way better than that. This doesn't make any sense. And if you look back in their story, at some point they had that moment where one of their videos just went boom. It wasn't that all their videos were as good as that one. That one just hit at the right time. It made all the difference.
Yeah, and that's that's just what it is. They always say that luck is preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is you keep going. You keep going. Yeah. I feel like it will happen. It's just you got to keep going.
I have, at least in the near future, I have like slowed down a lot, but mostly just to work on shit. And I've been doing collaboration things. Like people are like, hey, will you record this for me? Like, will you do this for me? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I just throw my shit out there willy nilly.
I love doing collabs and stuff. I've done a few. I got to do voiceover stuff for this one, and I've done a couple interviews and stuff. That's like some stuff I really love doing. But I always have a hard time thinking of stuff for people to come on my channel and do to get them in there. I know I've gotten videos of you on there, but I always have a hard time thinking of collabing things.
It's it's kind of the same for me. I just don't if like sometimes I'll get an idea, but then a lot of my ideas just kind of like rest at the bottom of the barrel.
I feel you. I text myself all my ideas constantly, and at first I'm in love with them, and then the moment I reread them, I'm like, God, it's stupid. I could sit here and read through like literally like 20 texts of just crazy ideas. I was like, I can't pull the trigger on that.
But on the note of you recording with your phone, one of the things. So talking about the history of my channel and just bullshit, just improving quality and all that bullshit. I tried to make it this like kind of idea that like if I can do it, and I'm a bumbling idiot a lot of the times, just kind of doing fucking bullshit. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
For
As
sure.
long as you have the passion, as long as you have the drive to do it, it will be done. Well, and I think what's more important is what a lot of people seem to put in their way is this idea that they're not able to do it, that they don't have the ability to do it, whether they don't have a camera, whether they don't have editing software, whether they don't have whatever. But I think you are the prime example of somebody who's doing it to do it because they feel the need to do it.
You hit the nail on the head. I was about to say that myself. I was going to say, well, just look at me. I obviously had no idea what the fuck I was doing in the beginning, and I wasn't good at it either. But I've worked hard. I've tried to get better. I feel like I've gotten a lot better, talking better in front of the camera, acting better in front of the camera, coming up with better ideas. My videos are still retarded, don't get me wrong, but I think they've come a long way.
Well, I had a high school friend who came up to me, and we were just kind of like, catching up, just like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm just working my shitty fucking job. And then like kind of like just as like a throwaway comment, he's like, you know, I really like what you're doing on YouTube. I think you should keep doing it. I'm not brave enough to do it. And I just kind of like laughed, and I was like, I don't think it's a matter of braveness or courage. I think it's just shamelessness. Like,
Yeah.
I just stopped caring.
Maybe the first video, maybe the first time you put the video out, there's that for that moment, there's bravery. But once people have watched and everything and you do it going forward, I would agree with you completely. Bravery is not really what it is. It's just a lot. It's not giving a fuck.
Well, okay, so do you like anything other than Departed or, well, Leonardo DiCaprio in general?
Leonardo DiCaprio in general. Yeah, I mean, my favorite comedy of all time is Anchorman.
Really? See, I can't get into Anger Man.
Oh, I love it so much. It's so hilarious. It has so many quotable lines. I
Yeah,
love
it's.
really dumb shit though. Like Zoolander, is one of my favorite comedies of all time. The
Is it
second one was
Zoolander?
garbage. Yeah, Zoolander.
I like Zoolander, but I also really like Ben Stiller. Like, did you watch Secret Life of Walter Mitty?
I know I did not.
Ooh, I highly recommend that one. I think that one's a really good one. But that's a little bit more context there. It's not just a dumb comedy.
Honestly, when I was like your age, I was in love with Ben Stiller as well. But like past few years, I just kind of I don't know, I've fallen off the bandwagon a little bit. Even though I still like some of his old stuff.
Well, I didn't watch Zoolander 2. Did you watch Zoolander 2?
I did. I almost cried at how awful it was. It's making the same sequels keep making. Joe Dirt 2, Dumb and Dumber 2, all these freaking movies. They keep taking the same exact jokes from the first one and just upping the ante. And the perfect example of this is the Dumb and Dumber 2 one, whatever it's called, where the kid with the bird. In the first movie, he has the bird, the head falls off, hilarious, good stuff. And then in the second movie, there's like birds all over his apartment, dead birds everywhere. And it's just, that's all these movies do anymore. They just recycle the first movie and just try to make it bigger, and it's just boring to me. And Zoolander 2 is the worst. Ugh.
I think
Sorry,
it's just.
I went on a rant.
No, it's fine. I think it's just a matter of safety, like just people being safe because they know that it worked once, so they think that it's going to work again.
Fuck it. Like if there was a Step Brothers 2, do you want to see them like arguing over moving in together and doing the same like zombie joke of burying and sticking the balls on the drum set? No, give us some new adventures. We want to see these same characters doing new shit. They need to just do it. Just do it and see what happens. Fuck it.
Right. I don't know, but I think especially now, I think it's weird. Like when you're looking at, like specifically looking at Zoolander and Dumb and Dumber, just this idea that there's sequels coming out. More like 20 years after the first one came out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if it's like this like idea of like a there's a depravity for ideas. Like they like I don't know. They're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like they're like, oh, there's what are we gonna do?
You know what? I used to think the same thing, but I had an epiphany like 6 months ago about this because I used to make that same argument all the time. If you look back, the amount of movies coming out every weekend, like when I in the '90s when I was a kid, was like one or two. There's like 5 to 10 coming out every weekend now, and they're all making dough. And if you go back even further, back to back when like Gone with the Wind came out, it was like one movie for 2 months. So think about the number of ideas coming out then. What, 12? And then like maybe in the '90s there was like maybe 30 new ideas. We're getting 30 new ideas a year still. We're getting a lot more than that. It's just there's a whole bunch of other shit because we're all going out watching the movie so fucking much.
Well, and I think it's also this idea of as time has gone on, the ability to make a movies has become easier and easier.
For sure. For
Like,
sure.
you know, when you were, you know, when you're looking at like the 30s, 40s, and 50s, if you had a shitload of money, you could make a. I mean, even up till basically, I would say until the 90s almost, but not even then. Like, I spent like now really more than ever since we have all these high powered cameras in our phones, you know, and all this shit. People can make a movie now with that. I mean, with nothing basically.
Well, look at Filthy Frank. I can't remember the video. It was one of his last couple of videos, though. He put this like 10-minute, it's like a music video almost. The
The
quality of it,
prophecy.
though, is insane. The
Well, yeah,
quality's
but
movie quality.
I'm pretty sure, like, I'm pretty sure he's probably paying editors at this point.
But still, you're getting that on YouTube. My point is like I'm just backing you up on what you're saying. How easy it is. You got people on YouTube putting out movie quality videos. Like
Well, I mean,
there's
that's
just
what quote unquote YouTube Red is, you know, getting movie budgets for YouTube ideas, basically.
yeah. I haven't seen a reason yet to purchase that.
I had somehow for like a good 6 months, I had it for free. Never paid for it, never anything. So I was able to just kind of like peruse through some of the bullshit that was on there. And the only one that I really like fully was invested in watching was Vsauce Michaels.
Yes, I know him.
Just it was because it was based. I mean, it was basically like a Bill Nye show. Just a science show that was fun to watch. But I mean, other than that, like I'm not gonna watch Logan Paul's The Thinning.
Fuck Logan Paul. That guy's. I don't understand the freaking Pauls. I don't know why people think those guys are cool. They seem like douchebags to me.
I think it's just, you know, I mean, when you think like, I mean, the massive audience in YouTube is children, and
I just expected better out of the children of this country
of this country, I don't think, I don't know,
or this world, whatever. I expected more.
I think people like to think that we're a lot better than we actually are. Like they like to think highly of ourselves. Like it's kind of like this just like arrogance almost. But I don't think it's ever been different. You know, I think kids now are just as stupid as they were 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of it's more there. Like there's more documentation of it.
Yeah, and it just changes. Like we were just making different stupid mistakes back then, but it wasn't supporting the Paul brothers. I tell you that much.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of problems. Like I've never had an inclination to make a video about them.
Oh, me either.
Just because you know, they're just stupid people doing stupid things, and I think there's always. I mean, it's no different than people making prank videos, and the fact that people are still making prank videos, like after pranks have been like dead for, I mean, at least the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, people are always trying to tell me to make prank videos. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I have an idea because, you know, the original intent of my channel was this idea of satirizing YouTube culture.
Yes.
And I always wanted to kind of go through and just attack each and every kind of aspect of YouTube and try and do them in, like, I have an idea of how I'm going to attack vlogs. It's just about, like, I don't do a lot in my life, so it's not like I want to like record myself at work. Like I feel like I have to like actually go somewhere and do something for this to actually have this idea actually work out. And I don't do a whole lot, you know. I'm either at work or I'm sitting in front of my computer working on something for the channel.
I feel you.
But I had an idea just to make fun of, just to do a prank video, but have it be like the most mundane pranks in the world. Like, one of the ideas that I had was I was gonna write a note that was just like, sorry for hitting your car, and put it in some random car in a parking lot and then park like however far away, and then just film them.
Trying to figure out where the hell you hit them.
Yeah, exactly. And then another one was like, I was gonna pretend that I had a baby
You could take
carriage.
the mouse at a computer and move it from one side of the monitor to the other side of the monitor while someone's away. Till the channel takes off, then it'd be rolling in the dough.
Yeah. I don't know, that's kind of like something that I've been considering, because like for the last I'd almost say like a year. I haven't had my channel monetized on any of my videos whatsoever.
Why not?
Cause it's just it's like pennies. Like it's just.
So it's your pennies. You're giving them to YouTube, man. If there's 1,000 of you doing the same thing, how much money is that?
I know, but like I don't know. It's like there was just this idea that I had that it's like I didn't want people to be inconvenienced by an ad on some stupid like 100 subscriber channel. Like this guy's nowhere, not going to get anything. And it's like I don't like watching ads, so I don't want to expect other people to watch ads. I guess.
Well, do what everybody else does and skips it after 5 seconds. You got
I know,
5 seconds.
but I don't. I just it's just the thing that I do. It's like I just don't. I don't care.
Yeah.
I've been like kind of like debating with myself like when would I decide to turn that monetization on or if I would ever turn that monetization on.
Well, I mean, if you're just waiting until you're making like something worth it, maybe 100,000 in a month, like views,
I don't
because
know.
that'd be like what, $100 or something a month.
I don't know. All I know is that at one point, 1,000,000 views equaled $2,000. So if you break
Yeah,
that
it's
down,
like the more like it builds up. I think everyone tries to act like it's $1 per 1,000, but I think the more views, the more value.
well, it also depends on like how much of the ad they watch. Because I have noticed, I like in the
True.
beginning I paid attention because I had a fan that I worked in like very closely with, and I'd watch her like watch my videos, and she wouldn't skip the ads. So I would pay attention to my analytics, and I realized that. So it's like for one view of the 5 seconds, I would get a penny, but for the full ad, I got 8 cents.
Oh, nice. So, like, I mean, what the ad's about is pretty important.
Yeah. Well, and if they click on an ad, like there's a lot of these things that could further that money. So that's why it's always like, like a rough estimate whenever it comes to, what somebody earns. What is your ideal channel? Like in what does the ideal Gator channel look like?
I think the ideal Gator channel looks like, I mean, everything you're seeing, but better quality, obviously, better background, better all that stuff. But I'd also like to take the time to kind of write out what I'm doing every time instead of kind of winging it. I got bullet points, but I'm pretty much winging it every time. And I'd like to have time to, do that multiple times, do multiple takes of everything, and like make it better and critique it and do all that. But I right now it's all just like one take, one go, make it up and go. For the most part, I'd want it to be about. I like taking things that everyone's all worked up about, like if everyone's all worked up about Jake Paul, or if everyone's worked up about Donald Trump or whatever it is, and like finding something minuscule that they've done that no one would really actually care about, and be all pissed off about that. Like being pissed off about trivial shit, about important shit though that everyone else is taking so goddamn seriously. I'd like all my videos to be that, but it's hard to find topics sometimes.
I feel like you did that with the Women's March.
I did the Women's March, exactly. That's a perfect example. I'd like all my videos for the most part to be kind of like that. I'd still like to do my Gators corners, and I like doing my random skits and stuff, but I'd like to make all those way better in the quality and by doing multiple takes and all that good stuff. Like what I see in my head is never what I get to give you guys, and that sucks.
No, and I get it. I totally understand. Well, I think where I'm at now, like I don't want to I don't want to fucking brag. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but it's like
You're fine.
the longer that I've gone on, the more that I've realized, like the closer that what I have in my head is getting to what I put out.
Yeah, that's where I want to be.
But yeah, I think it's just a matter of working, and it's hard because I mean, for like the last 2 years, you've kind of been stuck in the same place.
Yeah, I have been because I'm freaking. I just have to work so much right now. But honestly, there's a light at the end of this tunnel. I'm telling you, I'm almost there.
No, and I'm very
Okay.
happy for you.
Thank you.
I want everybody to be successful. Like at the end of the day, like
Yeah,
I just
me
want
too.
everybody to live their dreams.
And something different about me than a lot of other YouTubers is I'm honestly not doing this to become a big success. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna love every minute of it if that happens. But I really enjoy doing it. Like it's a lot of fun. When I say in my videos, like if I never gain another subscriber, and I just have what I have right now, or even if I went down to like 100 people, I would still make videos. I would. I just love making videos and putting them out there. It's a lot of fun for me, and people enjoy that. That's awesome.
Well, and I think I'm kind of at that position now, because I mean, there was a time, a very long time, in my quote unquote career, where it's like I would upload a video and there wouldn't be any comments, there'd be 1 or 2 likes, you know, barely any views, and like that, like it took a lot of motivation. Like, I have to get this done, I have to get this out, you know, for myself. But the second that I got to this point where it's like I would upload and there'd be like the same 10 people or so that was instantly there to comment and like and react, you know, that's the kind of shit that I always strived for, and now that I've gotten it, I'm like super stoked about it.
Yeah, that's exactly it too.
I had another question and I can't fucking remember.
Where were you when you thought of this question?
When I asked you what the dream Gator channel looked like. Oh, I remember it. Thank you, sir.
No problem. You
Why
call me
are
sir, you son of a bitch?
No, it's fine. It's just a pleasantry that I do. It's not an age thing. I call everybody sir.
I bet you said it to all the old fucks.
Yeah. So why are you the Gator?
Oh, why do I have that name?
Yes.
You want me to tell you why Gator Poon had the name in general?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've always been an NFL fan, big NFL fan. Love the Bengals, die hard. Every moment of it, whether they win or lose, I'm there. College football, I've always been kind of a wavering fan, but I was a Florida Gators fan forever. Like, all growing up, I was a Florida Gators fan, and there, you know, so I got the nickname Gator because of it, because I was the only Florida Gators fan. As of 2007, I quit being a Florida Gators fan because no one ever gave me shit about it, and it was cool. And then Tim Tebow destroyed fucking Ohio State in the championship, and in the basketball championship, Florida destroyed Ohio State after they never even like played each other ever before that. So at that point, I stopped being a Gators fan, but the nickname is stuck. So that's Gator. Poon comes from Poon. Like, his last name is Harper, and everybody started calling him Harpoon. And then I was like, we should just call him Poon. That's funnier. So we called him Poon ever before we even decided to do the channel. And then we just took our nicknames and put them together.
You know, I kind of like assumed that, like, you know, that Gator had something to do with Florida Gators, because it's like, I know that you've been a Bengals fan. Like, it's something that it's pretty prevalent, I guess.
I like to think so. It's a big part of who I am.
Well, because you have like your second channel was just like fantasy football shit.
Yeah, because I want to make them, and I don't think anyone's watching them, but I want to make fantasy football videos. Damn it.
Well, it's fine. You're allowed to do whatever you want. I have no interest in sports, like, whatsoever.
For me, it's just NFL football, nothing else. I mean, I'm going to Reds game tomorrow, but that's just a family thing.
Well, I don't know.
say that negatively.
I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan Experience. Have you ever listened to that?
I've listened to some of it, yes.
And, you know, Joe Rogan is a big UFC guy, so I think him constantly talking about UFC kind of just brainwashed me into liking the UFC. So now it's like, well, I haven't, like, it's only been for like the last like month or so. So it's like I went to see like the Mayweather McGregor fight, and that's about it so far. But
nice, dude. I'm not really into that stuff anymore. I was into it for a while. There's a guy called Chuck Liddell. Don't know if you remember him, probably not. But I was really big fan of him. And the first time I ever bought a pay-per-view for UFC, because I was really into it at this point, it was like $100. And I wait all night long for hours for this fight. The fight comes on. Rampage Jackson gets him in like 10 seconds. Boom, knocks him out, takes his belt. I'm like, I'm out $100 for 10 seconds of entertainment. And the guy I wanted to win just lost. And I never got into UFC again after that. It was awful.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, like, if, like, you know, because I just went out to a bar for the McGregor fight, the McGregor-Mayweather, and if it hadn't lasted as long as it did, I probably would have been a lot more disappointed.
Yeah, if, like, they went out there and just clocked one of them and just was over.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But,
oh, man.
Yeah, like I said, it's just kind of something that, like, at this point, like, I've just kind of, like, just kind of been orbiting around. Like I'm aware of it, but I'm not like I don't know, jerking my dick off to it.
Oh, you'll get there. Couple sweaty men rolling around on the mat, getting a little too close to comfort.
Oh, here's another thing. So let's let's go back talking about favorite. My favorite comedy is I know this is kind of like circling back a long time ago, but my favorite comedy is Clerks.
Clerks, great movie. Did you say that was a long time ago? Was it a long time ago? Fuck, I guess it was.
I feel like it had to have been like 30 minutes ago.
Oh man, I think you're right. It was a long time ago.
I just feel like we've been stuck on like this YouTube. I don't know, just can't kind of keep circling back to just different things. But yeah, but see, the thing about Clerks is that it's kind of just the movie that I watched because I watched it in high school.
Yeah.
This is like 10 years ago.
You ever get into Kevin Smith's other stuff?
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, I see at that time. So it's like I watched Clerks, and Clerks was the first movie where I was like, wait a minute, I can make a movie. Like, look at this bullshit. I could do that. And from that point, I was just kind of like this diehard Kevin Smith fan. Up until like kind of late, ever since like he's turned into this like, I don't know, raging pothead. I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
But
I mean, I love like Dogma was awesome. I thought that was a great movie. Mallrats was a great movie. I don't. Have you seen those?
yeah. Well, I've seen every single one of his movies.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say those two, like to me, are like those two pretty good movies.
Well, his entire like 90s to, I mean, basically up until what, like fucking Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, like that entire View Askew universe set of films are just all great.
Agreed. Chasing Amy.
I don't know. I like a lot of weird movies.
Oh, like what?
It's kind
You
of
into that Human Centipede shit, man?
I do own the collection.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? That stuff's fucked up. That shit's
Well, there
fucked
was
up, man. I fucked with my head for weeks after I watched that movie.
Well, there was a time in my life where like right out of high school, I was like, I need to feel disturbed. So like I went around like, what?
I said that will do it.
It didn't though. That's the problem.
That's fucked up.
Well, see, so the one that I feel like really kind of fucked me up was Human Centipede 2. Did you see that one?
No, but I heard about it, and I don't like these movies. They're too fucked up for me. And I watch just about anything, so that's really saying something.
Well, see, Human Centipede 1 is like a very good like horror film. Like it's very kind of like formulaic, and it's got good cinematography and a good villain and shit like that. Like obviously it's like someone like mouths to ass, which is like, what the fuck?
God. Dude, he starts eating that food. I'm like, man, shit's going down. This is not going to be good.
The second one is immensely worse.
Ugh. I heard he does like multiple people.
What?
Like a lot. Does he do a lot more people or something?
I think it's like 20, but I don't think that's what makes it worse. Like, he like jerks his dick off with like sandpaper.
Oh my god.
And he like wraps barbed wire around his erection and then like anally rapes the person, like the last person in the line.
God, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Does it fuck with you?
That was kind of like the one, because there was this like one particular moment where there's a pregnant lady who gets involved. But she like dies before like he even gets to like operate on her. So he just kind of like tosses her. Well, you think that she dies. So they just kind of like toss her into the corner of the room, like under some tarp. Because he's like, he rented a warehouse to do this. Because basically it's a guy who's obsessed with that first film who wants to copy it.
Oh my gosh.
And so he tosses this pregnant lady, and then like one day, like after he's like kind of like done and just kind of like fucking with him, she just wakes up freaking the fuck out, just like screaming at the top of her lungs, and she just gets up and she just runs out of the warehouse, and she gets into the car, and like the keys are in the car, so she starts the car, but like as soon as she starts the car, she gives birth to the baby.
Oh my god.
And the baby slides up, and its head lands under the accelerator, and she just fucking stomps on the motherfucker.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
And that was the moment where I was just like, I'm not a child anymore.
Man, yeah, I don't want to watch that ever. I knew I was making a good decision not watching it. I was freaked out by Jeepers Creepers, let alone this shit.
Well, see, the third one I think is okay.
The third Jeepers Creeper? Or, oh, you mean the Human
The
Centipede?
third Human Centipede, yeah.
Okay. Is that one as bad as the first two, or is it weaker?
I don't know. See, like, I kind of have this, like, weird opinion that Human Centipede is, like, kind of this, like weird perfect trilogy where, like, the first movie is, like, a very good kind of formulaic horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it goes through all the strides. And, like, there's a big response to that where everybody was like, man, that's a fucked up movie. Like, that's so fucked up. Why would you make that? That's a fucked up movie.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They turn around and they make an actually fucked up movie. And then for the third one, they go kind of like a more comedic route. Like they turn it more into like a satire.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it's like a chain with like I think like 300 people. And like it's still like this like weird kind of like fucked up like what the fuck is kind of going on movie. But I think like it's just more funny because it's just more ridiculous.
Well, yeah, 200 people. That's ridiculous. It's insane. How, like, something would go wrong at some point.
Yeah. So in terms of movies that I like, Human Centipede, I wouldn't put that anywhere on my list. I think it's just like a kind of like a fun mark of film. Like, hey, this happened.
I'm glad that didn't make the list.
But I don't know. Okay, so do you have Netflix?
Oh yes, I do have Netflix.
Okay, so there are these two movies on Netflix, which I didn't watch them on Netflix. I own them both, but I kind of found them very close to each other, in time, in terms of time. There's these two movies. It's a movie called Filth, and it's a movie called Frank. Like I always say that like both of these movies need to basically be watched like kind of not necessarily side by side, but it is kind of like this weird double feature, because. So Filth is about this Detective Bruce Robertson, who is he's a Scottish police officer who's looking to get a promotion. But he's also suffering from like bipolar disorder and like possibly like borderline personality disorder. Like he's got a lot of mental things like fucking him up.
Okay.
So basically the entire movie is just him like kind of like trying to get this promotion, but like bit by bit is basically like tearing apart his entire life because he stops taking his medication, so he starts hallucinating shit. Basically until he fucks up his entire life and he gets demoted and then he kills himself.
Damn.
And then there's this other movie called Frank, which I already fucking said it. But it's about well, okay, so Filth is kind of like this kind of like very gritty, like edge of your seat kind of movie, like the way that it's shot and the way that it's edited. It's very high paced and it's very like, I don't know, a lot of fucked up shit's happening. Like, you know, there's lots of dicks and sex and drugs going on.
Nice, right up my alley.
And then Frank it's about this guy who really wants to be successful. Like he wants to be a successful musician. But he makes shitty music. Like he can't help it, but make just like shitty formulaic music. And but he runs into this band called the Saronprofubs.
What was that?
Saronprofubs.
Bless you.
It's like SRONPRFBS.
Okay.
And the front man of this band is this guy that wears this giant paper mache head.
Oh, nice.
And they just and so eventually they sign him on, this unsuccessful musician. They sign him on to be their keyboardist, and they go out into the woods to make like an album together, basically. And he gets them famous by posting videos to YouTube, and then they end up going to South by Southwest. But it does this really interesting thing where it like kind of starts off in this like, oh, this is like a fantasy world, kind of, because it's like you got a guy wearing a big paper mache head, and everybody kind of treats it as it's normal.
Yeah.
But the further that you get into the movie, you realize that the guy who's under that giant head is deeply disturbed mentally.
Ah.
And it becomes more and more clear. So it starts off in this like almost like a fantasy realm, but as the movie continues, it takes a very dark turn. And I think it ends very well.
Does he kill himself as well?
No suicide in that one. No, okay, that's a lie. There is suicide in that movie, but the ending doesn't involve suicide.
I gotta have suicide in my movies, man. Why do you think I like Inception so much?
But so the reason that I say that there like kind of needs to be this like almost double feature with them is well, first of all, the lead guy in Filth is James McAvoy,
McAvoy, yes.
and the lead guy in Frank is Michael Fassbender,
Nice.
which is they both play Magneto and Professor X in the new version of X-Men movies.
I know them both very well.
Michael Fassbender is actually probably my favorite actor.
He's one of the good takeaways from Alien Covenant because he's great.
Oh, he's fabulous. He's so good. But
James McAvoy, dude, in Split, not to break away, but him in Split, I saw that recently. I have a whole new appreciation for him.
I think you should watch these movies because I think he does a very good job in this movie.
I'm gonna have to now, for sure.
But so that's kind of one reason. Like, there's like this nice little connection there. But so in Filth, the main character Bruce Robertson, played by James McAvoy, he likes to call his quote unquote best friend's wife and sexually harass her. And he pretends to be this child show character. It's similar to Pee Wee Herman, but his name is Frank Sidebottom. And that character is what inspired the movie Frank.
Oh, wow.
Because it's like the same head.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's kind of like this like weird like connection because they both came out within like a couple months of each other.
Was it like similar directors or?
No, I don't think so at all. I'm not sure who directed Filth, but I know the guy that directed Frank, he directed... Did you ever see Room?
Room. No, I have not seen Room.
It's the same director, but it was nominated for an Oscar, I think, last year or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's like a little girl that was nominated for an Oscar or something, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's another really good. Yeah. So I don't know if there's like an actual like physical connection. Like people were like, let's both make these movies around the same time. I think it just might be like purely coincidental.
Oh, wow.
But the idea that it's these two people that play Magneto and X-Men, and then their movies are both like kind of like vaguely connected in this weird multiverse kind of sense.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to have to check them both out for sure.
But I don't know, just like in terms of movies, I just like things that don't typically hit theaters.
I'm with you. I like a lot of the B movies.
Well, I wouldn't even call them B movies. I think independent.
Independent.
But I don't know. There also seems to be this kind of flux of more of those styled movies. Like Hollywood realized, like, oh, this is an interesting route to go down, so let's try and make these. So there's like a lot of these like movies with independent flavor, but not the actual independent charm.
That's a good way to put it. I'm with you. Like Netflix is filled with those type of movies.
And I think that's a good avenue for a lot of those movies to succeed, basically.
Yeah.
But like last year or this year, something like that, a movie came out called The Colossal. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen that either.
It's got Anne Hathaway and Jason Sudeikis.
Oh, I love Jason Sudeikis.
This is kind of like an example of a big Hollywood budget overtaking a good independent movie. And
what's it about?
It's about this girl. She's an alcoholic, and her boyfriend dumps her, so she moves back to her hometown. And at the same time that happens, a giant monster starts attacking South Korea. And eventually, like, they learn that Anne Hathaway's character is connected to this monster when she goes to like a specific park.
So if she acts upset, the monster's upset?
Yeah, well, basically, it's like whenever she goes by this like specific park, and when she walks into that park, like that's when it shows up in North Korea.
Holy crap!
Yeah, so it's just kind of like about her like kind of realizing that, and then like I don't know, it just turns into like this. It sounds really interesting, like giant monster attached to a girl in like the complete opposite side of the world.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
But
definitely
like,
unique concept.
yeah, but like, I don't know, like story and character motivation is just so bland and generic that it just doesn't fucking make sense. Like, for some reason, she just decides to sleep with everybody.
Well, she a hoe.
Like, it makes this one guy mad, so then he turns into a fucking psychopath.
Dude, men are dicks, man.
I don't know. That's not the perspective that I want in my movie. It's just this generic bullshit.
So, what big projects you got coming up?
Mostly just this podcast.
Podcast. Anything else you got cooking?
I always have ideas in my head. There's always something there. What kind of sucks is that like I made the Kavos video, and like it's like that's what I want the mark to be like. That's the mark that I want my videos to hit like almost every time.
Yeah.
Just like a lot more focus on like highly cinematic bullshit, basically. The problem is that it just takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort.
You're not kidding on that. Do you write your stuff out, or are you kind of going off the cuff a little bit?
Basically what I do is I write what I want to say word for word. It's kind of like basically like improving, but I just write it down. Like I'll like write out a script like all the way through. And then if I think it, like I'll kind of like pace around my house, just kind of like reading it out loud, trying to get that jbost anger going.
Yeah.
And if I feel like if jokes can be better, I basically just kind of like sit down and I rewrite it. But yeah, for the most part, everything I do is written.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I want to be at. I want to be writing my shit.
All I gotta do is start writing.
I write out some of this stuff. The Gators of Our Lives videos, I had to write those out. Those are scripted.
Well, obviously, because you have to have dialogue between yourself.
Dude, that's another thing I want to do more of. I mean, I just really had fun doing them, but they're the most work. But I have this whole entire season planned out in my head and just can't pull the trigger doing it. And it's hilarious, I think. I think it's hilarious.
I had this idea. This is an exclusive scoop on my own podcast.
Ooh.
But I had this idea to start up basically like a web series of sorts about a struggling stand-up comedian. Like he always like goes to like stand-up shows, like whether it's like open mics or not or whatever, and he just has like these just like horrendously like depressing, awful jokes. Like, and he'd just be like super nervous, and he'd be like, "So one time I forgot to feed my dog. So my dad he drowned it in the toilet." And just like have these jokes that don't have a punchline, they're just awful jokes, and you know, not have anybody react to it. But then like in his normal life, he's got this sock puppet on his hand that's always getting him into crazy hijinks.
But the sock puppet's not with him when he's doing stand-up?
No. And like, so basically it's like, I don't know, I had this idea that like I have like one episode planned out in my head basically, but basically sock puppet needs crack, so gotta go out and get some crack. And you know, it's just this like very emotionally awkward guy with this very just brunt and abrasive sock puppet, and he basically, you know, he's like, "You gonna suck his dick?"
Dude, you gotta make that, man.
It's that one. I'm afraid to make that one, because that one's actually like that's like, it's easy to commentate on bullshit on the internet. Like it's easy to just be like, "Oh, I'm mad about this. Here's a funny joke."
Yes, it is.
Whereas, you know, then I have to go into planning out shots, planning out, you know, and actually getting people to agree to be like, "Okay, you're going to be Julian, the crack dealer," kind of bullshit.
Man, too bad you don't live in Ohio. I'd be your crack dealer.
Yeah. I am actually, in a couple weeks, I am going to be in Indiana.
Where at in Indiana?
Indianapolis, I believe.
We got him, guys. Let's roll. That's it's like a 4-hour drive for me.
Well, and see, I'm in Colorado, so like I'm driving 16 hours to get there.
Damn.
But yeah. Well, and I know the person I'm going to see, they always talk about wanting to go to Cleveland.
Oh, I'm not in Cleveland.
Huh?
I'm not in Cleveland.
You're not in Cleveland?
I'm in Cincinnati.
Hold on. What's the difference?
Oh, between Cleveland and Cincinnati?
Yeah.
There's a difference, damn it. There's a lot more bars in Cincinnati, I promise you that. A lot better beer selection down here.
I don't know. I can't remember. I just know that they talk about going to Ohio. I'm not sure if it's Cleveland or Cincinnati. I might just be putting. I'm just making.
Well, I don't know why they would go to Cleveland, to be honest with you, unless they're Cav fans.
Unless they're what?
Cavalier fans.
Oh, Cavalier. No, I don't think it has anything to do with sports.
Yeah, I don't know why they'd go to Cleveland, and I can't think of any reason. I go up there because I have a brother-in-law up there.
What's the capital of Ohio?
Columbus. That's
Columbus.
the shittiest of all.
That's why is the shittiest like why is the shittiest one the capital?
I have no fucking clue, to be honest with you.
4 hours.
I like Cincinnati, though, man. Go back like 12 years, and it was a real shithole. But, man, they have turned it around the last 12 years.
Yeah?
I'd have been on the hate wagon with everybody else, but it's a lot better. They've revamped a lot of the tore down buildings and stuff, turned them all to small businesses. There's a ton more small businesses down there. It's kind of booming now, really.
Did you grow up in Cincinnati?
I grew up like 50 miles east of Cincinnati in a small country town with one road in the middle of nowhere. I stripped tobacco. We had cornfields on every side of my school. I grew up a country boy, believe it or not.
That sounds like it.
We had people drive tractors into our prom, so
Awesome.
yeah, that's what a girl wants.
That's funny. See, I was born in Colorado. And then when I was like 3, because my mom was a single mom for basically most of her life.
Yeah.
We went to Arizona, and for like my major childhood developmental years, like from 3 to 8, I was there. And then we came back to Colorado, and I've been here ever since. And I fucking hate it.
Move.
I don't know. I'm scared, man.
Dude, what are you scared of? There's nothing to be scared of. You're a single guy, you don't have any kids or anything.
I'm scared of
Yeah.
the wide world. I don't know. It's like I'm familiar with everything here, and I guess I'm afraid to not be familiar with everything.
Here's the thing you got to remember. No matter where you go in this country, it's the same. It's the same everywhere, man. It really is. You'll learn that in time going places. It's just the same everywhere. It's just different people. They might have different opinions or something, but everything else is just the same. You finding a job, find a place to live. It's all just the same bullshit everywhere you go. So, I don't know if that helps you, but it's the truth.
Okay, going back to what's closer to Indianapolis, Cincinnati or Cleveland?
I'd say, I think they're pretty equal distance, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because Indianapolis is what, like almost dead center of Indiana?
Something like that, yeah.
Which would put it like basically like straight line to Columbus, which would mean it's about the same distance from Cleveland and Cincinnati.
Interesting.
You're looking at 4 to 5 hours. I don't know. Maybe not even that long. Maybe like 3 hours. I don't really know.
Yeah,
I've gone through there.
Just curious.
You know, it was only 5 hours to get to Chicago.
Well, you know what's crazy is one time I was in Illinois, visiting family in Illinois, and they're in Peoria. And driving from Peoria to Chicago was like 3 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, and that's like in state.
That's crazy. That's how I feel about going to Cleveland. It takes me 4 hours, over 4 hours to get up there because I'm going from the south side of the state to the north side.
I don't know. Sometimes I wish
It's
I
crazy.
wish I lived in like fucking New England, where it's like you hop on a train like 20 minutes and you're in another state.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
You know, because they're
You ever been
also
up there?
no, no. I've barely like my experience of the world is very minimal. It's like Colorado, Arizona, Washington, Illinois, because I went to Peoria and Chicago. I went to Chicago for a concert.
Most of the places you've been to, I've never been to though.
Well, it's like the complete like opposite side of the country.
Yeah, I've been to like all the New England states and all the way down through Florida. Been to Vegas. Have you been to Florida?
Yes,
I went to the world's largest McDonald's down there.
in Florida, the world's largest. What part of Florida?
See, I was 11 years old. Keep that in mind. So you're talking the world's largest McDonald's in like 1998. I don't honestly, I don't remember. We stayed in a place called Yeehaw. Not even kidding. Yeehaw, Florida, and that's all. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I was 11, so I was not paying attention to the map. I'm gonna be honest with you. But it was somewhere down there.
Somewhere in Florida. You're just an interesting guy.
Oh well, thank you. You too. Hopefully, we both can grow our channels and keep doing this shit for a long time. It'd be cool.
I'm glad to have the opportunity, I guess, to talk to you because it's like I don't know. You sound exactly how you are in this. I don't know. That's a weird fucking thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'll be honest with you. It's been a long day today, so I'm not probably as perky as I usually am. Usually, probably a little more upbeat. But other than that, I mean, you're just getting the real raw Gator here.
The man behind the glasses.
The man behind. Oh, you want to hear the story behind the glasses?
Yes.
It's just we were like making a video one day, and that guy. By the way, that guy, he was never acting. He was never acting. Me and Poon were just pretending to be stupid all the time, but he was never acting. Everything you see him doing is 100% who he is. I just want people to know this. Anyways, I think it was him. There was a pair of them glasses just laying around. He like threw them at me. He's like, "Dude, wear these. It's gonna be great in a video." So I just started wearing them and acting stupid with them on just for funsies. And then they went to a bar and they were like, donate $1, get a pair of these glasses, and they got like 2 more pairs of them. So I'm like, oh, I'll just wear them all. It'll be hilarious because it's like we're indoors and it's stupid. Why would I be wearing these stupid glasses that I hate? I actually hate the glasses. I think they look awful. But I got fucking 5 of them.
You hate the glasses, but you wear the glasses.
I wear the glasses. Gator likes them. Dan, the real me, not a fan. But Gator likes them. I don't know. When I become Gator, I love the glasses. It's almost hard for me not to put them
I don't know. See, when I started, because in all my videos, I wear a hat backwards.
on. Yes.
And that was just like, up until that time, I never wore a hat. I never owned a hat.
It's because you're trying to be a character, be something that you're not, and it makes it easier to loosen up and act differently when you don't feel like you're being you. Does that make sense?
I think it's just a tangible thing that we can gravitate towards. It's like, this isn't actually me. And it's like, I can prove that by wearing a hat.
Yeah. I would never wear these stupid glasses. I'd never wear a hat backwards. So obviously.
But see, the problem is now that I've been doing it so much, it's just kind of like, especially now that I'm like growing out my hair like a motherfucker. It's more comfortable to wear a hat, I guess. I don't know. It's weird.
You're growing into the hat.
Yeah, well, and it's like I also started like listening to like trashy rap music.
Nice.
Just to like further that persona, like kind of like delve into like what I was like trying to become, and now it's just kind of like overtaking my life.
Now you just need a Buick.
Yeah.
A couple 40s.
What kind of music do you like?
Honestly, man, I listen to everything, all of it. I'm not super into country anymore. I feel like it died after like 1998. Rap music, it's very limited, but I do have my faves. I love Eminem. I love Tupac. But other than that, I like a lot of stuff, man. My favorite bands of all time are the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Modest Mouse. I don't know if you know who Modest Mouse is, but they're tied for
Yeah, they do that one song.
that one song. Yeah, Float On or whatever. I just really like it.
Yeah, that perfectly matches up with All Star by Smash Mouth.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, there's a
So Smash Mouth rip them off because Float On came out.
no. It's just kind of like an interesting, like, if you look up Modest Mouth, it's like it's that beat with the All Star lyrics, and they just kind of go together perfectly. It's just like the timing of the songs. It's not
Oh wow, that's crazy.
the yeah, and it's just like it just fits perfectly. It's just like it's just a meme basically.
I feel like their best song, like their songs that are the most successful, aren't even like that great compared to their like great stuff.
I feel like that's like true for most things.
It's weird. Like Red Hot Chili Peppers, I feel like most of their great songs become popular.
Well, see, I don't even like Red
I
Hot
feel
Chili
like that
Peppers,
maybe they're an exception. I don't know.
but like I love Queen. I'm a big fan of Queen.
Oh, that's my favorite song of all time, Bohemian Rhapsody.
See, and that's the everybody loves Bohemian Rhapsody. Everybody loves We Will Rock You.
Under Pressure is amazing.
All that bullshit. My favorite Queen song is they're both well I got two of them and they're both on the album A Night at the Opera, which is one of my favorite albums of all time, which does have Bohemian Rhapsody on it.
It's a great song.
But it's Death on Two Legs and the Prophets song. Like, I'm not saying that Bohemian Rhapsody is a bad song.
You're just I know what you mean though. You kind of like feeling like it's out overplayed, which is definitely. I don't know. I don't feel like you can overplay it, but I get your point.
Well, see, and I fucking love Wayne's World.
Oh, Wayne's World's brilliant. Yes. Yeah. No, Queen's
Loves
good though, dude. You can't argue with Queen.
Yeah, but then like I mean, apart from Queen, like I don't know. I just like listening to music, man.
Yeah, me too. That's how I am. That's why I like listening to all different kinds of stuff because I like a lot of it.
What sucks is like I've kind of like had a falling out because I've just been listening to a lot of podcasts lately. Like this just kind of like overrun my entire life. I just like a lot of shit.
That's a good thing. Some people say I like too many movies and too many TV shows, and I'm like, is that a bad thing?
I know you're a big fan of Game of Thrones.
Oh my gosh, it's the greatest television show ever made. It's not even a close second out there. I mean, Rick and Morty's up there, but it just can't reach Game of Thrones status. And if you don't agree with me, thoughts?
See, I've never watched Game of Thrones.
What the fuck are you doing with your life, dude? You gotta get your priorities straight, man.
I've watched maybe the first couple of episodes of season 1.
Make me a deal.
I don't know if I want to make you a deal.
Just make
You're a stranger.
stranger danger, stranger danger. No, let's make a bargain. I'll watch those movies, Filth and Frank, and you watch the first season of Game of Thrones. You don't like Game of Thrones after the first season, then you're all alone in this world. And there's something wrong with you, and you need to get...
I think I watched the end of the first season.
What? Why would you do that? Why would you skip to the end of the first season?
Because my dad came into town, and he made my grandparents watch it. So, like, I was kind of, like, there.
He ruined Game of Thrones for you?
Well, I'm not really kind of like a spoilers guy. Like, spoilers, like, aren't something that, like, if somebody can, like quote-unquote spoil something for me, but it doesn't detract from when I'm watching the show, I still kind of get as involved.
You can still appreciate it for its greatness. I get that, and I'm the same way. But I'd rather find out watching it.
No, I know. You made a whole video about that leaked episode.
I got in a huge argument with my brother-in-law over all that stuff because he watched it beforehand, and we're just sitting there hanging out like the day before the show comes out, and he's like, "Dude, saw a new episode. It's great, man." I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck? I don't want to hear about this shit. What are you doing watching that stuff?" I told him he was supporting terrorism. I stand.
Well, I think I can have a similar opinion to that, but not necessarily like exactly the same. So something that I noticed is like, okay, so new episode of Rick and Morty will release. How do you watch Rick and Morty?
I watch it on Adult Swim app.
Oh, on the app? Okay. Well, I watch it like on the TV, like as it airs.
Oh wait, hold on a second. I know where you're going with this. I have nothing against people bootlegging after the show is out. I have a problem with people bootlegging before the show is aired. At least give that channel its shot to get its viewers, because it's the viewers on that first night that really they watch the episode when it airs. Like, that's where they make a shit ton of money. And it would just be nice if you at least waited till then, because people who are wanting to watch the show, I don't care what you say, some people are going to be distracted from watching it if they already know how it ends because it leaked episodes. Like, if they read spoilers, someone who would have watched it on the app or watched it with HBO might not even watch it because of that. Or someone who's used to bootlegging might start bootlegging because they know they can watch it now before the show. I'm just saying, let HBO at least get its first view, and then you can bootleg it if you don't have the app.
Like, I understand that, but it's like I said, like, like, I'll watch it when it airs, and then, like, within minutes, it'll be uploaded on some third party.
You're right.
And my problem is just that people who see it as supporting it, I think more than anything, like, they urge people to go watch it on this third party site.
And like I said, I'm okay with that after it airs. I'm okay with it.
I'm not. I'm very much about, like, I feel like, because that's one view that Cartoon Network is not seeing. And, if everybody decided to do that, then suddenly Rick and Morty is off the air.
No, and you're correct. And I get what you're saying. You're 100% right. I don't watch anything like that. I have apps and shit for everything that I watch. But I'm picking my battles. Like, there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can change. And especially us, what are we going to do? I'm just saying, at least let them get their first view before you go do that shit. Like, it's going to happen. They're always going to find a way to do it. You can shut down a site, 10 more pop up. I don't think they're ever going to end it. But I'm just saying, at least let them get that first viewing out before you fucking do this shit.
I'm a big supporter of things. Like, like, I own all of the seasons of Rick and Morty on Blu-ray. Like, I've watched them all, and and that's how I do everything. Like, I'm just trying to be an avid supporter because I want it to be something that stays around.
Oh, me too, dude. Rick and Morty is the shit, man. People don't appreciate that for as much, like, for what it really is. It's brilliant.
I don't know. I don't like running into Rick and Morty fans in public.
Why?
Because they're weird.
You think I'm weird? I am weird, I guess.
No, I think it's the same for any amount of fandom. Like, I don't like people knowing things that I like and trying to make that, like, a comparative thing. Like, oh, you're wearing a Rick and Morty shirt, so that means we're automatically gonna be friends. So let's just talk about Rick and Morty. Like, I don't know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to you.
Well, yeah. So I get what you're saying. You don't like strangers coming up to you and bothering you about the shit you're wearing.
Well, and I don't know. It's just like a weird, like, and it's just like, it's always like the same kind of people. Like, you're not that kind of person. Like, the kind of people that I guess I'm talking about. Like, there's just always this, like, group of people for any amount that are just, like, obscenely obsessed with something. Like, there's just a way about them.
Yeah, I never walk up to people to say shit. I have social anxiety to begin with, so that would never work out. I can't imagine just walking up. Oh, dude, you like Rick and Morty? Like, leave me the fuck alone, dude.
No. Like, well, it's like today I purchased an anime on Blu-ray, and the person that I was purchasing from was like, oh yeah, I just went to the anime convention just this weekend. I was like, I'm not an anime convention person. He was like, yeah, I picked up like a movie and 2 series for less than Amazon prices. And I was like, I really don't care. Let me have my goods and let me run away. And this other guy comes up, oh, did you read the manga? I was like, no, go away.
I'm with you. I don't like when people try to start up conversations with me. I'm like, I just came here to do something to leave. I don't even want to be here. Not really.
Well, and then there's, okay, so I'm just going to consider this a little bit of a rant, I guess, but, so I go to Best Buy. I live, like, right across the street from a Best Buy. Like, I can walk to a Best Buy and it'll take me, like, 5 minutes.
Nice. That's kind of like me, too.
There's also, like, it's like a movie theater. Like, it's, like, right in the heart of, like, a nice little, like, town, basically. Like, there's a lot of shit that I could do. Like, I could go get shit-faced and then walk home.
Hell yeah.
At this specific Best Buy, there's this fucking guy. His name is fucking Alex. And it's like, he's very nice, and he likes, like, he recognizes me as a person. Like, he knows that I come in multiple times, but he knows nothing about me, but he likes to act like he knows a shitload about me.
Oh my gosh.
And then like he always like commentates on like my I don't know, my fucking movie choices. Like he likes to like pick them up and like read the back and like try to like get me in a conversation about them and like act like we're all buddy. And I was like, dude, you're just providing me a service. Get the fuck away from me.
Here's what you do. You just bag tag him one time, look him in the eyes and say, leave me the fuck alone. Walk away. Trust me. It works about 90% of the time.
I don't know. I'm not that alpha male to be able to tell people to leave me the fuck alone.
They'll just think you're crazy. And nobody wants to mess with you.
I try to go for like always look pissed off, like just like have that like furrowed brow, like leave me the fuck alone like attitude.
That's one way. There's another way to go that I have found that's so much easier. It's great, dude. You got to use this. The over happy guy. No one can be mean to the over happy guy. You've seen the over happy guy. He's always smiling, ear to ear. You don't know how the fuck he pulls it off 24/7, but he's doing it all the fucking time. And no one's ever mean to that guy. Everyone's nice to that guy, and they love that guy. So just be happy all the fucking time. Everybody leave you alone. It's crazy.
But I feel like that's the guy that I hate. I feel like that's who he's being, and that's why I hate him.
Well, I was just thinking, like, at work, man, my boss is all pissed off at me. I have a feeling. He calls me. I pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? How are you doing? And it's like, it completely deflates the whole situation. They're like, well, I can't yell at you now.
I don't know. I hate my boss.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to do it with the people you hate, but that's the people you get the most out of from doing it.
But he's a cunt.
I know. Smile at that cunt and tell him how much you appreciate all he's done for you. And then he'll actually do something for you for a change.
I don't think so. The guy's kind of like a pathological liar.
Okay, then play into his wants and needs. I mean, people are easily manipulated. You can get what you want out of people if you just find it.
I'm not trying to court him. I'm not trying to get him to get into my bed at
juggle
night.
His testicles. Tell him how good he looks, and earn that promotion, son.
I don't want a promotion.
Promotion.
If he could give me a promotion on YouTube.
Hey, man, promotion's how you get to the YouTube. Do success in life, you have success in all things. You know? I don't know if that makes sense, but it sounds good.
Do you read books?
I used to read books. Now I read tons and tons of articles online. No, I don't really read books anymore, but I did a lot in high school.
That's a long time ago for you.
Yeah, whatever, man.
That's like 12 years.
12 years ago, yeah. Here's a crazy thing. I graduated in 05. I had a kid in 06. He's going to be 11. I feel old as fuck.
My mom had me when she was 17.
Haha, she beat me.
So she had me like right before she graduated. So graduated in 93 and had me in 93.
Wow. 1993. Yeah. Man, it's crazy. I'm 6 years older than you. My little brother's older than you.
Yeah, how old's your little brother?
He was born in 89, so he's like 28.
Yeah, that's a good 4 years.
You know what sucks though, dude? I found out that I'm technically a millennial.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
It's just a dumb generational thing.
Yeah, it is. But like, there's a bad freaking. People have a bad opinion of millennials.
Well, people just like to demonize any side that they're not on.
True. That's why I don't take sides. I'm on my side.
Yeah, a lot of my life is just spent like, just don't be a dick.
Yeah. Oh, that's. You ever watch Bo Burnham?
I watched like his comedy special that he came out like I think it was called What, and that came out like a long time ago.
Yeah, What? I honestly was like blown away by that. I thought that was one of the greatest things I've seen. And he says what you just said. He's like, did I really have to blah 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 to tell you not to be a dick? Basically, it's one of his songs. He's basically saying like, and he's doing it from God's perspective. And he's saying, do I really have to write down a bunch of rules and shit to just tell you not to be a dick?
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about Bo Burnham that I just like, as a stand-up, like I just can't. I don't know. I don't get into his comedy as
He's
much.
not stand-up, man. He's a one-man show. He says it himself. He's not. He doesn't want to be considered stand-up.
Okay, it's stand-up comedy. That's a very pretentious way to go about it. It's stand-up fucking comedy.
I don't know. It's very different though. He does like with. There's a lot of stuff that he does that's different though. With the right brain, left brain shit. Like that was like.
That's a very good segment. That's a very good bit. I do like that bit a lot.
Yeah, exactly. They're bits. They're like little skits almost, except they're all music related. And while he does do the one-liners, the comedy itself, and then he does poetry that's also comedy. But
See, he reminds me of Dimitri Martin.
much more advanced Dimitri Martin.
Yeah, but it's still very similar.
I love Dimitri Martin though too, to be honest. So maybe that's just my kind of humor. Maybe I just like that shit.
Well, see, I like Dimitri Martin more just because I feel like it's a lot more dry.
Oh yeah, I repeat his jokes all the time. I even bought a cactus just so I could repeat his jokes. I say, yeah, I have 4 of them. One of them's dead already, and I go, yeah, I'm less nourishing than a desert. And then I look over and I go, just kidding, ladies. It gets the laughs out of myself. Everyone else has no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
Well, he's a very, I don't know. I think he's a very specific, like, there's a very, like, it's a very specific niche of comedy.
Oh, sure.
But another stand-up comedian I like is Mark Maron.
Yes, he's good too. He has that show.
Yeah, Maron.
And he was on Louis C.K.'s show too a couple times.
But yeah, I mean, they both kind of like came up like at the same time. Well, Louis a lot more so, but I mean, they both started around the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's just something about the anger that I can get behind. You know, just like grunt aggression, but still like I'm scared of you kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. No, I really like Louis C.K. a lot too. I like him a lot.
I've never sat through one of his specials.
Yeah, I don't know if you could relate to him as much. I mean, being, just 24 and shit you've experienced in life, I don't know if you could really relate because he does a lot of like dad humor and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm sure that could get, that could be a part of it, Like, I feel like internally, like, I'm 53 years old, but, like, I'm 53 years old Mark Maron with no kids and just angry at the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're definitely going to be able to relate to him quicker than you would Louis C.K. Like, Louis C.K. does a bit about his kids coming in there when he's taking a shit and how he can't take a shit alone for 5 years. I know exactly what the fuck he's talking about. It's my fucking life. So, I can relate to that, where you would probably be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't have any.
No, I was that kid.
You're like, I did that.
But I also really like John Mulaney.
Oh, John Mulaney. I loved everything he did until he did that sitcom that was garbage, but his stand-up is gold.
I'm actually seeing him live next weekend.
Oh, I'm so jelly. I love John Mulaney. I like him.
I'm very excited.
Have you seen him and Nick Kroll doing the whatever it's called? They're playing those two old.
That Broadway show?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I died laughing watching that. Especially because coming from a person who did theater, like everything they did was so fucking funny to me because it was just jokes about doing theater.
It's hilarious.
It was very good. I love the fuck out of that shit.
And Nick Kroll looks like a knockoff Gator the Legend.
Yeah, I think he's older than you though. So
he is older than me. I just like saying it that way. It makes me sound better and more pretentious.
I should have been making The League, not that fucker.
I know. Oh man, I used to
see. And do you like The League?
I love The League. The League was great.
See, I like that show a lot, and it's but I have no connection to that shit. But
you don't have to. That's everything about it. You don't have to. I try to tell people that, and they're like, "Well, I don't like football." I'm like, "You don't fucking have to."
It's just a funny show, and I love Mark Duplass.
Oh yeah, he's good. I like everybody in there.
Ooh, here's another movie starring Mark Duplass. Have you ever heard of Safety Not Guaranteed?
No, but I saw it. I mean, I know of it. I've seen trailers and stuff of it.
That's another one of my favorite movies.
You know what I think you would like? Little Miss Sunshine. Have you seen that?
I love that movie.
I knew it. That's a great movie.
I just love I don't know, I like comedies that have a dose of reality in them.
Yeah, for sure. Like the indie flicks. Like comedy and flicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like just about everything for the most part, to be honest with you. I'm not a big chick flick fan, but occasionally they do.
I guess it might just depend on like I can't get into these chick flicks that are all female stars.
Yeah, me either. Maybe that's
I really need I need to relate to the characters in a sense.
Yeah.
And I can't relate to a vagina.
Well, I mean, it's where you came from.
I know, but that doesn't mean that's what I am.
Sure you've seen a few in your lifetime.
I think you're thinking too highly of me.
They're out there, man. They're. I promise.
You just gotta reel them in like it's a nice little halibut.
If you're really, really quiet, tiptoe, you catch one in its natural habitat.
Oh yeah, you gotta go like put on a full ghillie suit.
Yeah, it's good if you have some kind of like vanilla scented candle with you. Trust me.
Maybe a little bit of Marvin Gaye, just like soothingly playing in the background.
See, you don't give yourself enough credit. You already know.
Yeah, I can set up the romantic environment.
Look, man, all you need to know to relate to women is they just want someone to listen to them. That's it. There's a secret. All the men out there listen. They just want you to listen to them. That's it. Beginning and end.
I think everybody wants to be listened to.
Oh, for sure. For sure. But men are okay with, like, you getting them a beer. Just scratching their back. A few other fun things. Like, we're pretty easy to please. We're very easily pleased. If we're being honest. But women, on the other hand, they just want you to listen and then go out of your way and get them some shit every now and again.
We're just going to kind of like try and do a quick closer, I guess. I don't know. It's been, what, like 3 years since the iDubbbz video?
It was 2 years this past April.
Okay, so about 2.5.
Coming up on it, yeah.
Almost. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
How do I feel just in general?
Just, yeah, about yourself, about your experience.
I feel good. I feel like it's great. I feel like it was a gift, really. I've got to do a lot of stuff I never thought I could do, and I didn't even know that I could, like, this whole thing existed, this networking, this collaborating and all this stuff. I had no idea any of this existed. So to have all this introduced, and like for so many years, there was this part of me that I just kept kind of hidden because I had no way to express it from when I was in high school, because I did plays and stuff too. I probably wasn't involved as you were, but I did some things. I was John Proctor in the Crucible. I love that stuff. But when I became an adult, I had a kid at 19. I mean, it was like, here's real life, time to get to work. And that's what I've done for the past 12 years, is work and all this stuff. And then this happened, and all of a sudden I have an outlet now for my creativity, I guess. I mean, something to channel it through. Whether anyone else enjoys it or not, at the end of the day, I have that to walk away from. And so I feel great. Every video is a gift. Every view is a gift. It's all just a gift, really. I just wish I could pay him back somehow, like do something back for him, even if he doesn't realize he gave me a gift. I don't know if that makes sense.
Right. There was that time that he had commented on your video.
Yes.
Which feels like so long ago at this moment, but it just like, it makes me think, what's he doing?
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about like, it was like towards the end of last year, he just said, I haven't given up on you yet, Gator?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. There's part of me that's like, almost like he do that just to fuck with me, because I obsess over things. If you don't think I obsessed over that, then you don't know me.
Well, I saw that because like that was like the first video where I was like, okay, like I just threw some shit towards you, and like he saw that, and it like, because I was like paying attention to the comments, because like I obsess over shit like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But like when I saw him comment, it just like, because that was the first time that he acknowledged your existence, right? Since the situation?
Correct.
And that's closer to actually 2 years.
Yes.
Afterwards. And it was just insane.
I know. It felt like confirmation that I'm like the path I'm on is the right path almost. You know what I mean? Like, not to make him some kind of like idolized person or anything, but still though, his opinion does matter to me. How could it not? And yeah, it felt great. Like, it felt amazing. The thing that really made me obsessed though is like 2 months after he drops that comment, he comes out with the Where Are They Now series.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, how do you not think about what that could do for your channel?
Well, and see, like I said, like you are the only person that's kind of had a successful route, quote unquote, like, you know, successful in terms of perspective.
Yes.
Afterwards.
True. Part of that,
you know,
because I had like 10 subs, so it's hard to go anywhere but up. I just have to make that clear.
Right.
I wasn't like Leafy.
Yeah.
But your point's valid.
Well, and I don't know. I feel like with iDubbbz, I feel like he gained a lot of subscribers very quickly.
He did.
Because, I mean, within a year of him making a video on you, he hit like what, 1 million?
Yeah, he had 90,000 when he made the video on it.
And I feel like I mean, very quickly. Because it's just like he just kind of like lucked out, really. Because it's like, so he did the thing with Filthy Frank, which really kind of got him up to that like million hit.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like you got the Content Cop on Keemstar. You have the content, basically his entire Content Cop, all the major ones. really kind of skyrocketed that. And I feel like
for sure,
with that huge amount of success, I feel like he's afraid to do the things that he wants to do.
you think that's why his videos have been like a lot less of them than it used to be?
Well, yeah, because like, you know, he did that What's in the Box series. He did like what, fucking 2 episodes?
Yeah.
And everybody shitted on him.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't really care much for him, and I love everything he does. You know, do you watch his second channel?
Yeah, I watch everything.
Dude, his squirrel videos, like, those are low-key excellent, especially this most recent one. Did you see the most recent one?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, I was blown away. I was balling. First off, the Dexter opening was fucking on point. And then when he breaks down and is, like, setting up, like, that in, like, a bedroom, putting up paintings on the wall, like, the whole thing, I was in tears.
Mm-hmm.
I was just rolling. Like, when he puts time and effort into it, it's good. I kind of felt like the What's in the Box thing, he didn't do either of those things.
I feel like his aspirations were too big for his means.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So he had the memes, and then he just didn't know how to put it in the video. Is that what you mean?
Like, well, like, because like what a lot of people didn't like was the kind of like haphazardness of it, the quality in video and sound and lighting and shit like that.
For me, like, that stuff doesn't bother me so much. Obviously, look at my shit. For me, it was like I just watched 2 minutes of you cracking a bunch of clay pigeons.
Well, yeah, and I think there's a good foundation there, and he tried to put a lot of work into it. I mean, like, he got that. It seems like he got that tripod, whatever tripod that he was using, where it basically auto panned on him,
which is pretty cool.
Like he got a lot of things like almost specifically for that, but I feel like he wanted it to be more successful than it was, and I think ever since that he just hasn't. I feel like he's been afraid. I feel like that's why shit like because he did like that Mexican food review and that the squirrel videos. I think that's why he's putting them on his second channel.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. If I have something I think I don't want to put on my main channel because it's going to get shit on worse than normal, I put on my second channel. I think that he should just do what he wants to do. Like, just trust his instincts. If What's in the Box is his instincts and that's what he wants to do, then do it. I feel like he was just trying to do something new for the audience. I feel like he was going away from his wants with that. I feel kind of the opposite you do.
Well, then how did you feel about his interview series?
Oh, like on the roller skates and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was great too. I love that. Like, literally.
That's another one where a lot of people didn't like it, and I think that's why he hasn't done one since.
What? They didn't like it for real?
I think they didn't. I think what they didn't like more than anything was the one where he did with Raj. Do you remember the last thing we were talking about?
I think we were talking about strippers.
I don't think that's true.
You have made that up, sir. You want to know a secret interest? Space. I fucking love space.
I think it's important to like space. I think it's important to further adventure into space, like as in terms of like us as a country.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the end game. Population isn't going to start going down.
Oh yeah, I think it will.
You think so?
You just gotta start killing them. Yeah. Well, I think my problem, like, I kind of have this rift when it comes to space travel, where, like, space travel is cool and everything, but there's parts of this Earth that we have never been able to see. We have never explored.
True.
And I believe that if we master those explorations, like if we could survive the immense pressure that the bottom of the ocean could, if we could have a vehicle that could supremely be able to do that, or supremely be able to go through like the core of the Earth, we could do anything.
That could be scary too.
Like going into the core of the Earth?
Someone having the ability to go through it.
Having an elite assassin.
North Korea is just like, I have an idea. We can't beat them with nukes. We're going to drill through the core because we're psychos.
If we focus on being able to survive in the worst environments on Earth, we could do anything.
I agree with that. I'm just saying at some point, though, we're going to have to look at space for help.
You know what I really want to do is I want, because, you know, Europa?
Yes.
Which is one of Jupiter's moons, I believe.
I believe you're correct.
It's an ice planet, and under that ice there is water.
I know it's.
And scientists believe that that's like one of the best places to look for alien life forms. And
Yep.
I wish there was a way that we could like send a drone there with a drill on it to drill into the ice and just see what's in there.
You ever wonder though, like the risk we're taking? We could be fucking with like the environment, like what's making it be what it is.
No, exactly. That's why I say I wish it was possible. Because like, we could like, sending that thing there, just the touch of whatever that machine is, just eviscerates all signs of life.
That would be crazy.
Or it's acid water and it just destroys the robot.
Oh, then we wouldn't have a robot that probably costs us $1 trillion.
You know what else? I think I personally would sign up for a mission where I get put into a shuttle that can house just me and like enough supplies to last me the rest of my life and just hurtle me through space.
That could get lonely though, dude.
I know, but like imagine, because I feel like we could have, because like, we sent that satellite and we were able to get high definition pictures of Pluto for the first time ever, basically.
Yeah.
Imagine if you could do that, and there was like a connection, so it's like you could always like send video feed and like have like constant communication with Earth.
I couldn't do it, man.
And just, well, I mean, like for the sake of science, you could just be like, I just saw a planet explode.
That would be sick.
Like,
I mean, the stuff you'd see would be insane.
Like, I understand it's like not feasible because like you're basically signing up your life. Basically, like, well, I mean, it works if you don't have a life.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a life, but still, though, that's someone signing away life. They might not have a life today, but a difference a year can make in someone's life is crazy too.
But for the sake of science and progression,
just be a hard thing to wish on somebody. I mean, it would be a sacrifice, I think.
No, yeah, absolutely. But like, what if it's like this like we're in the realm where you can like hypersleep. So like it's not just like waiting like 20 years until I run into something else interesting. You just go to sleep, you wake up and like look, oh, that's interesting. Send a little vlog and go back to sleep. Wake up, get to watch the vlog.
Do you think you get bored though? I mean, like 20 years of seeing amazing shit constantly.
I don't know. I mean, I understand. Like,
supernova again.
But see, like, what if like you get picked up by aliens?
That could be good or bad.
So I don't know. I think there's a lot of options there, like a lot of good options. But there's also I do understand it's an awful decision. And my friend was saying, well, what if it's two people that go out? And I was like, that person is going to kill another one. Like one person is going to kill the other person because they're going to get fucking sick of that person.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like that you're on a suicide mission hurtling through space. You know that you're never going back to Earth, and that person is just like maybe they ate an oatmeal. They ate the last oatmeal. Fuck it, that sets you off. You kill them.
Yeah, or they won't put out.
Well, what if
I'm just saying, man. It's a long time to be gone.
Go to your side. I'm trying to jerk off, motherfucker.
That'd be tough, man.
Or like if you had a Game Boy, like what if you were just like set, like they gave you like, here's like all of these video games, like it's at least like 3,000 hours worth of time, and then here's a shitload of books, another like 500,000 hours worth of time, like a Kindle basically.
I like people. I couldn't be away from people.
But you get these vlogs, so it's like you do have the promise of having like contact. I'm not like trying to like convince you on this mission. I'm just trying to like make it the best mission possible.
Fuck it, dude. I'm going. Let's do this. I mean, where to fucking sign up? You talk me into just fucking join the NASA. Actually, I'm going to join Elon Musk. That guy seems crazy.
Crazy smart. Like he is crazy. Like he is like there's something wrong with him, but he is progressing our country faster than anybody could ever believe.
Oh, for sure. I follow him on Twitter. He's awesome.
Fuck, I just thought of something that I was going to ask you in terms of space.
You're not a flat earther, you're okay in my book. Dude, I got an argument with one of them. They got some crazy things when you start really pushing them on the questions that they come out and say.
No, I know, yeah. They have a book. They have like books of just knowledge that they just memorize.
Dude, the average flat earther doesn't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They need to look into their own belief system, because if they knew what like the true flat earthers believe, they would also feel like they're part of some crazy greatness and stop. I think, anyways. Like these basketball players.
Did you see that thing that I posted on Twitter?
No, I don't think so. What was it?
It was like a post, and it was like a flat earther getting mad at other flat earthers.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That's exactly what I'm thinking about.
He was mad because other flat earthers believe that like the Earth was like riding on the back of a turtle, and he's like, "That's just fucking stupid." It's just funny, just like flat earthers hating flat earthers. Like, there's a divide growing.
There's a divide, dude. So this guy told me that because he's super religious too, and he goes, the way it is you have Earth, and then above the Earth you have heaven, and below the Earth you have hell. There are 3 layers. And I go, well, how come when I look up I see stars and stuff? He goes, that's all the government's projecting that. Do you not think we have that? And I'm like, what? And then I said, well, then what happens if I go to Antarctica? He goes, there's a giant ice wall that circles the entire Earth. That is Antarctica, that also circles the whole Earth. And there are guards from every country guarding these walls. Like every country's in on this. And they're putting money to guard these walls. And I'm like, what's on the other side of the walls? Other continents. I'm like, and what's on those other continents? Reptilian people. And some of them snuck over. I swear to you, he tells me all this. And some of them have snuck over the wall and got in here, and they've taken over positions of authority. Hillary Clinton is the most popular of these reptilian scum.
Oh my god!
Like, and I'm like, whoa, shit! I just thought you thought the Earth was flat. I didn't know all this was part of it. It's crazy. The weather's controlled by the government. It's all the government controlling us, man.
I don't know. All these people that have like conspiracy theories, like I think they don't realize how stupid people are.
I know. They don't realize that I'm poking fun at them too when I act interested. And it makes me feel sad for them.
Are you sure you're not poking fun at me when you act like you're interested in the things that I'm doing?
No. You're not talking about fucking reptilian people living on the other side of the Antarctic wall and fucking projections being put up there for me to see stars and shit. Okay. And I said, what about when I'm in an airplane and I look out the window and I see the Earth is curved? He goes, you don't think they got to the windows of those planes and put something in there to mess with your vision? I'm like, all right, dude, I'm done talking to you. Stupid.
All right. I think I'm going to wrap this up for now.
Just like a present.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome on anytime that you want. I had a lot of anxiety going into this, but...
You and me both, brother.
I don't know, you're just a normal person.
Yeah, I know. It's a shocker, isn't
it? You are more than just a meme.
More than a meme. I am a legend. Self-proclaimed legend. Wait, real quick before we wrap this up. Can I explain my name? Because I haven't really done that.
Yeah.
So when I grew up, I was a big Kung Fu fan. I don't know if you remember the show. And with David Carradine. And then he came up with a second show after that one ended called Kung Fu, The Legend Continues. So when I continued on after Gator Poon, that's when it was Gator, The Legend Continues, which ended up being too long, so it ended up eventually getting shorted to Gator, The Legend. But it wasn't really me trying to say that I was a legend. It was more of just me riffing off that show that no one got the reference. Not one person got the reference at all. So I just made it Gator the Legend. Well,
it's Gator the Legend. It makes it like this is just adding more to you just being like this normal like football loving American. Like it just makes you seem just like a lame person. But
yeah,
it's deeper than that, and I think that's very interesting.
It is weird. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm very different than what I am on camera.
It's just hard having that divide, I guess.
Oh, for sure. Honestly, the more real I act, the harder it is to do, really. Like, it's hard to be me. It's because when you get rejected when you're being you, that's way worse when you're getting rejected when you're acting like a retard. Like, it's just different. Like, if I'm sitting there wearing goofy glasses and talking with some kind of lisp and throwing stupid shit in a box, and people tell me I'm an idiot, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm an idiot.
It goes in the box.
It goes in the box.
Oh man,
it's just different. But yeah, man, thanks for having me. For real, it was a lot of fun. And whenever you're ready to do it again, just give me a holla.
Yeah, we'll do this again. Probably sometime soon. Anxiety.
Man,
But,
if you have anxiety real bad, dude, you should go to a therapist.
I don't want to.
I didn't want to either for years, dude. I put it off forever. And it's so great, dude. Now that I'm doing it, I embraced it too. I embraced it when I went into it. And I've only done 2 months and I've already seen changes in my life. Big changes. Just a suggestion.
You're a weird man. Yeah, I get it.
I used to be very anti fucking therapy, medicine, all that stuff.
I'm not anti, I think I kind of like the feeling. Like, I like the rawness of it. Like, it makes me know that, like, I'm still alive. Like, the struggle is just like, I don't know. It's just a dose of reality more than anything.
Yeah. It can also be crippling, though.
No, yeah, I get it.
I've been there. But yeah, dude, freaking, I think this is a good idea, podcast and stuff. I've always wanted to do a podcast. That's actually how me and Gator Poon started. Like, we wanted to do a podcast, and we filmed a bunch. We did like 20 minutes of it. It's somewhere. I don't even know where it is. I think I have it in my email somewhere. But of me and him just ranting about stupid shit, doing an actual podcast. But I could never figure out how to upload it anywhere. Because at the time, I was even worse off than what I am now. Like, really bad off. So I'm like, let's just film ourselves talking.
Right.
But it was meant to be a podcast originally.
I mean, it's not like I know any better. Everything that I do is just Googling. I'm just a good Googler.
Google it. I just don't have time to right now, like, do research and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like if we keep talking, we'll be talking all night.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I do that. I go in circles. You just gotta tell me shut.
Shut the fuck up.
What, man?
Yeah, so I will talk to you both on Twitter.
Hey, as always, man, I've been the Gator, and you've been great.
All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, no. All right, motherfuckers, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the official jbostTV podcast. My name is jbost, and you can find this podcast and basically almost everywhere that podcasts are available. Google, Apple, Pocket Cast, Cast App, Stitcher, all that shit. You can find this podcast everywhere, almost, basically, for the most part. I said that once and somebody was like, well, it's not on fucking Spotify. And I'm like, well, fuck off. So if you would like to, not have to watch the entire thing and just listen while you're fucking grunting or doing your thing, it is on those things. Also, if you're listening on iTunes or anything like that, this is also located on YouTube, where my channel is. You can also find Gator on Twitter and on YouTube, Gator the Legend. I'm pretty sure that's what his Twitter handle is. Fuck if I know. And then I am also on YouTube at jbostTVOK and on Twitter at jbostTVOK. So plenty of things to find, plenty of things to do. And I hope you fucking enjoyed it. I think that's the end. I think I said everything that I wanted to say. I'm always editing, and I'm always just like, man, I didn't mention this, I didn't mention that. But here are the important things. We're everywhere podcasts are available. We're also on YouTube. If you enjoy it, maybe hit that like button. If you enjoy it and you're listening on iTunes, leave us a review. Do all those things that you do for other people, because it's nice. It's nice to help people live their dreams. Next episode will be with my friend and brother of the previous episode, Kendon Reeves. Enjoy that.